Hello, welcome to App Talks. I'm Leslie Tom, Senior Vice President, AppExchange Marketing. App Talks is a series of conversations with Salesforce customers and how AppExchange solutions are helping to impact business solutions. Today, I'm excited to be speaking with Robert Van Tuyl, Chief Innovation Officer of Easterseals Bay Area, and how Dell Boomi solutions are helping to impact Northern California clients. Welcome, Robert. How are you doing today?
Thank you, Leslie. Appreciate it.
So, Robert, can you tell us a little bit about Easterseals Bay Area and its mission?
Sure. Easterseals Bay Area is a 90-year-old nonprofit that has been making positive impact to people, for people with disabilities in the United States for over 100 years. They're part of a larger network of affiliates. There's about 72 across the nation.
Great. And how long have you been with Easterseals Bay Area, and what's your main role as Chief Innovation Officer?
Sure. I've been with Easterseals about 6 years now. My main role back when I started was to help start the digital transformation of Easterseals into a world where we needed to deliver services for children with autism.
Yeah, so can you tell us a little bit about the technical challenges that you faced when you started?
Yeah, well, where do you want to start? We started with literally the basics of getting the infrastructure in place, such as the internet working and the emails to work consistently, and basic things like that weren't in place. This was a very small affiliate in the bigger Easterseals network. And we really tried to get the infrastructure in place. So that meant the real infrastructure as we know it in terms of the internet working, email working, getting people the right equipment so that it was secure, and really getting the basics in place. And that's where we started.
Great. And I know integration is probably one of the key challenges for any Chief Innovation Officer these days. Can you tell us a little bit about how Dell Boomi and the technology stack that has helped you?
Yeah, it is a very correct statement that integration remains and will remain for a long time key to any type of technology-driven organization. And Dell Boomi has helped us from the beginning. We started, obviously, as I said, with some of the basic foundational infrastructure, but once that was in place and we started to look at applications and solutions and cloud-based solutions especially, we had to really look at how do we integrate. We had some legacy systems on-premise that still needed to be integrated with. We had some other partners that needed to be talked to through the interfaces. And Dell Boomi really had the solution for us that allowed us, one, to quickly got up to speed in terms of integration, two, the ability to build for the future in terms of scale, and really try to get time to market to the shortest amount of time possible. We really had to build solutions very quickly to be able to serve our clients.
So how did you find Dell Boomi on the AppExchange, and how did you know that it was the right solution for Easterseals Bay Area?
A couple of ways. One is obviously the AppExchange has some great products on there that you can start to look at and say what are the ones that would meet your requirements. The other thing was looking at the reputation in the marketplace. This is a mature product. It was secure, scalable, cloud-based, things that we looked for that would allow us not to have to worry about those things in the future or at the time that when we made the decision. The other piece is that it came with a lot of pre-built adapters, especially in the medical world, and that was a key differentiator for Boomi. That we had EMR systems that talked, for example, HL7, that we needed to integrate to. So it was really a combination of those things that led us to Dell.
And so let's talk a little bit more about the kind of how you've connected systems internally at Easterseals Bay Area. Can you tell us a little bit more about how Dell Boomi has really helped you connect within Easterseals Bay Area?
So the systems that really need to be connected are, they fall into two big areas. One is medical world, EMR, electronic medical record systems, traditional medical systems. The other part is business operations, clinical operations that needs to talk to each other, and the back office. So you really had to have a technology that integrated all of the above and made it happen in a timeline that we had to deliver the services in. And that was really one of the big impacts of this solution stack, is the ability to serve from when I started about 150 clients to now over 6,000 on any given day was critical to have an infrastructure that could scale quickly. And I remember the day when we were implementing an EMR system and at the same time building a customer relationship management application from Salesforce, and building a case management, case coordination capability on Salesforce that had to talk to our electronic medical record system. And you're doing it, as they say, while the plane is flying, you're changing the engine and building it. And that's where the transformation happened that we went through.
That's fantastic. So how has all of that transformation really impacted the people that are working at Easterseals Bay Area?
Well, the people working at Easterseals Bay Area went for this transformation because they're so passionate about the mission that they serve. And the clients that we serve, the majority of them have a diagnosis of ASD, which is autism spectrum disorder. So we serve clients that are in need of ABA treatment, for example, therapy services, physical therapy service, speech therapy, and autism services. The ability to spend time with their clients is what is most important, because that makes the biggest impact to our end client. The ability to have the doctor, so to speak, with the client and not have to worry about administrative tasks that would normally happen on paper. And that is really what the impact was. The ability to say, I can now spend more time with my client in the home or in the clinic and do the work that will make their lives better is what the impact was eventually.
That's great. And how has that then transformed or impacted the client experience as well?
Yeah, the client experience is, for example, one of the things that we built very early was a mobile app to actually capture the visit information, electronic signatures, session notes, and the ability to be able to say the practitioner can check in and check out of the appointment on a mobile device. Well, that was a game changer for those practitioners and also the client, because the client didn't have to sign paperwork anymore. They could actually see that we were transforming towards more efficiency, and they could spend more time with their child, for example. That all is an infrastructure that is powered by the infrastructure behind it, and Dell Boomi is part of that.
That's great. And what about adoption? Adoption is one of our key challenges from a lot of software for organizations. Did you encounter adoption challenges? And if so, how did you resolve those?
Any technology will encounter adoption challenges, I would say. I think it's part of the change management journey. We have key metrics that we have implemented that look at adoption of any solution, any application, every solution or product that we're actually delivering to our clients. And that is a key metric for us, is that not only is it adopted, but is it used, what's our usage drop-off rate, what are some of the challenges still, and we're doing continuous improvement. So there's always been a focus on how are those products that we're building built towards the client experience and really making adding value to that experience. And it can be a back office function, it could be a mobile workforce capability that we needed to deploy. We always look at building solutions towards that end user and really making it as easy as your mobile phone apps that you're used to, because that is what people are used to now. And getting to that experience is really what we're focused on.
That's fantastic. The whole idea is so inspirational. How can you tell us a little bit more about some of the key metrics that Dell Boomi Solutions has provided to ESBA?
In terms of our number of clients, for example, that we were able to serve over the last 5 years, we grew from having about 150 clients at any given time to now 6,000 clients that we serve at any given time. We do about 30,000 appointments in the field, so to speak, per month. We're doing a lot of revenue cycle management functions for an entire network that we manage now. So key metrics for that are, typical finance metrics, but also the outcome metrics on how are we making an impact to these children that we serve. And those are key metrics that we wouldn't be able to measure or enable and impact if we didn't have this infrastructure.
That's great. So can you tell us a little bit more about how ESBA functions as a mobile, organization, and how Dell Boomi solutions and other AppExchange solutions kind of help you get there?
Sure. I think there's two ways to look at it. Easterseals Bay Area as a service provider is a workforce of about 400 practitioners that have mobile apps on their phone. They have the ability to check into their appointment. They can go out into the home where most of these services are delivered. They can do session notes on their mobile phone. This summer, we're launching another tablet-based application where they're going to be able to collect clinical data now. That is really a mobile workforce-enabled service. And then the other side is we also manage a network of providers that does the similar work, but they're subcontractors. And we manage that network anywhere from care cycle management to revenue cycle management, authorization management, and actual revenue cycle for the actual patient statements that have to go out, collecting the co-pays. So that's a lot of back office functions that are enabled on this platform, integrated so that we can actually talk to different systems, get the data we need to be able to calculate all these co-pays and send out patient statements, and then really measure outcomes and overlook at the quality of the services.
That's fantastic. The relationship obviously has really evolved over time. Can you tell us a little bit more about the relationship of Dell Boomi and Easterseals Bay Area and how it's evolved?
Yeah, I think in the beginning, I think we really started as a traditional customer-vendor relationship. I think this is evidence. This discussion is evidence of a different type of relationship where it's more of a partnership. They really were a great partner in the last couple of years on getting us the technology, the support, the scalability, even supporting our mission by having more outreach and talks about what we do. And that is a real hallmark of a good partner, is that it really is a bi-directional relationship, and we can really bond together to make an impact in society versus just having a relationship that I pay you for technology and that's it. It's really a great relationship, and it's similar to what we have with partners like Salesforce, so it's great.
Great. And you mentioned too, the evolution and beyond, right?
Yeah.
What's next for Easterseals Bay Area with Dell Boomi?
Yeah, I think it's very exciting. The future looks extremely exciting, both from a technology perspective and a business perspective. The technology field keeps changing, and obviously we need to keep up with where technology is going, constantly evaluating, is there things like AI that we can take advantage of to advance our mission and impact outcomes. Things like blockchain, we may be looking at that. So the business of technology keeps us busy. It keeps us on our toes because we have to keep changing with that. On the business side, our ability to now scale beyond the Bay Area is key. And what we've built now with the Boomi and partners like Salesforce, and the ability to quickly now add new functionality or new products onto this infrastructure is key to be able to serve clients outside of Northern California. And a good example is that we just had a new relationship with our Easterseals Hawaii affiliate, and we're providing the platform solutions and capabilities to them as part of our offering now.
So what advice can you share with our viewers that might be going through a similar transformation like Easterseals Bay Area?
Yeah, advice is always a great way to look back and say, what in that retrospective, what have we learned? And I think a couple of key lessons that we've learned is the change management of these transformations are key. Making sure you bring the folks that build solutions together with that actually deliver services, and really make the technology work for those customers, those internal or external customers. I think that cannot be understated. Even if you talk about integration, why are we integrating? What is the need for these integrations? Why are we doing these integrations? And making that part of the story is really key. I think another part of it is always look at the technology landscape and continually evaluate where are we seeing opportunities for improvement. Where are we looking at solutions that may need to be integrated versus trying to build it yourself, so to speak. Integration is key to that because there's a lot of great companies out there building either solutions or capabilities that can get you what you need faster. And to be able to integrate with those services is key.
That was great advice. And thank you for joining us today on App Talks.
Thank you, Leslie, and thanks for having me.